The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Power Trading Hour with your host, David White. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, David White.
And welcome all to another exciting edition of the Power Trading Hour with me, your humble, lovable, and squeezably soft host. As always, we like to come to you at this time.
The following takes place between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m.
And we're off 5.5 points on the S&P. Cash volume has been rather tepid most of the day. It was one of the lightest volume opens in a while. In fact, we didn't really start getting any kind of volume till almost about 11 o'clock. Volume today is about 2 billion shares, so a little more than some days, a lot less than the big move up. And what do we have? Well, I think I heard Mr. Basil's going to have a webinar about just kind of changing horses midstream. That's looking for other stocks than the ones that have been the ones that were the bells of the ball recently. And I think that's kind of what we're seeing. In fact, yesterday and today, started thinking a little bit about it. But we'll talk about some of the stocks that really look like they're getting some love, getting some loving that they haven't been getting lately. So we'll find out. Anyway, volume's not all that exciting. It's pretty good for a Friday. But, of course, being down 5 points is not that big a deal. This looks like a lot of people are taking cash out of the big high flyers, and they're moving it around to some other stocks. Of course, Monday, we really get into fund buying. That runs pretty much through Thursday. Our earnings are light. We'll take a look at what is coming up on Monday and Tuesday of interest, but that's about it. I think we're just down on a little knee-jerk reaction. The market really doesn't seem to be doing much. Not seeing a lot of shorting from the big guys on Wall Street. And it just looks to me like if you were thinking about going short, that I think maybe we get a signal, but I don't think that signal's for at least another week away. So we'll see. But one of the worst things you can do is have light volume and be short. And that is part of the problem is that, well, I'm in one today that's down a little bit, but man, volume's about a third of what it should be. So what are you going to say? You know, maybe you're a little early, but man, I think we're going to see some squeezes coming our way fairly soon. So anyway, that's about it for the moment. But well, we'll continue on. In the meantime, it's always for a little bit of history.
And it's all just a little bit of history repeating.
It is history repeating, and on this day, guess what we had? We have a plane fly into the Empire State Building, killing 14 people. The freak accident was in heavy fog. The B-25 Mitchell bomber with 2 pilots and 1 passenger aboard was flying from New Bedford, Massachusetts to LaGuardia. As it came into the metropolitan area on that Saturday morning, the fog was particularly thick. Air traffic controllers instructed the plane to fly to Newark Airport instead. One engine from the plane went straight through the building and landed in a penthouse and apartment across the street. But you know, planes hitting heavy or tall buildings, nothing new. Probably the only thing new was that these guys were flying around. They knew the buildings were there. In fact, the air traffic controllers told them not to fly into the Chrysler building and turn right. They turned left and went right into the Empire State Building, causing about, on today's money, about $10 million worth of damage. And, of course, fuel started a fire. Unlike the Twin Towers, this thing was built with a lot of extra metal and fairly heavy granite skin structure. So when it did hit, not near the damage that it had, never was really in the problem of having any kind of structural failure because of the way it's built. But today, you know, much lighter, and insulation around the steel was all blown on in the Twin Towers. As soon as that came off, it opened up the beam structure. The ones in this were all pretty much encased in stone and granite work, and really, they got it fixed within about half a year. And that was about it. But we always think that these things are new. I remember right after 9/11, we had one that a little Cessna plane that flew into a building downtown. Everybody went nuts, and they just found out it was some adolescent teen that was having suicidal thoughts. This Cessna just kind of bounced off the building. It wasn't even that strong of a building, but it kind of just bounced off, kind of stuck there for a while and then fell off, kind of like a gnat hitting a window. That was got to be around 2002, I think, maybe 2003. Much better radar these days. We don't come close. Anyway, give me a call today, 877-927-6648. Email me at path@tfnn.com. And, of course, you can put a message in the den. Yeah, those seaplanes flip over. In fact, Jimmy Buffett has killed 2 seaplanes in his life, I'm pretty sure. I got to sneeze. Well, it's a blistering 90 degrees outside, so I have the air conditioning set to a pleasant 72 in here. Actually, I went in there and flipped the switch on the ice maker from normal to really crank it out. And it's gonna just like being a ant underneath a magnifying glass down here. And of course, we got about 2 months of hot weather and about 2 months of cool weather a year. The other 8 months are just about perfect. We're in that little section of July and August where the heat's kind of heavy. And then, we get maybe 6 weeks of cold weather, and that's it. And then we're back to our normal. So, we're all looking for another 4 weeks down here to go on. Yes. Jimmy Buffett also got his plane shot up because they were all smoking dope. Well, I don't think he was, but they were all smoking dope on the seaplane. And Bono and the rest of his band were in the plane. And they thought they were delivering drugs, not just using them. And they got shot up one time. So I think that's 3 planes that he's actually, 2 that he's destroyed and 1 that got shot up. So he's not had good luck. I don't know if he's still sailing or still flying them. But, yeah, a big deal. We have a big fly-in down here in just on the east side of Tampa each year. And always look forward to that. Anyway, not much going on out here. There are some interesting things going on. People have asked me about Bitcoin and some of the other things. When we come back, direct target by the Securities and Exchange Commission on Ethereum. And we'll talk about that when we come back.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Dave takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
And we're back. We're off 6 points on the S&P cash. Not a lot of juice going on. And we'll start taking a look at some of these stocks here shortly. DAO tokens, this is all about Ethereum. They were trying to do kind of IPOs through initial coin offerings, ICOs, and the SEC started looking at them, did a preliminary investigation. The end of it is that they figure about 80% of these things are going to have to be redone. So there's going to be big problems in what they're doing. They're saying that they're going to have to live up to the same rules and regulations that any other public company would be in. And that generally means that none of these things are ever going to see the light of day because, guess what? It's going to cost more to do all that SEC paperwork and hire the attorneys than the money that they raised. So I don't know who's going to keep it or where it's going to go. I guess money heaven, as we discussed this week. But not a lot going on out here that doesn't look like they just can't kind of dodge it. They've kind of issued a warning right now. My guess is that that warning will be backed up in 3 months with some real enforcement action. They also included the online exchanges where the tokens are bought and traded may have to register as security exchanges too. Again, putting them out of business. Pretty expensive deal since Dodd-Frank, and you would have to really kind of wipe out Dodd-Frank to get rid of some of those laws that came on in the size. I had a good friend that I traded with for a number of years. He's the one that taught me that you need to sell when you can, not when you have to. He was a floor trader in options for about 10, 12 years, and then started his own hedge fund and mostly trading in Asian stocks, and did that for a while. Did very well for himself and his customers. Unfortunately, all the SEC money after Dodd-Frank ate it all up, and he went back to regular trading. And that's been about it. So unless something's massively changes, you're probably talking something in the neighborhood at a minimum of about $1.5 million a year to basically handle all these SEC regulations. I don't think any of these companies are going to come close, or these exchanges either. So we may see Ethereum head to the downside fairly quickly. Everybody's kind of saying, well, they didn't actually say they're going to come and close us down. But this is kind of the way the government works. It kind of like, they're kind of just like the homeowners association. They just keep hounding you until you give up. And my guess is that we'll probably see some kind of legislation on this within the next year anyway, and probably see a lot more, as I said, I think, going after Bitcoin, as 80% of all the money used in Bitcoin is that's actually used to buy things are illegal things. And I don't think the government will stand that for much longer. Eventually that will be put to an end. Yep, homeowners associations are money pits. And my girlfriend's mother calls them the condo commandos, because they're always running around trying to find some problem. Most of them down here are retired and have nothing better to do. And I always loved that, the condo commandos. They were always chasing her around at her condo, her mother, I mean. They always hated something that she did. Didn't like her dog, didn't like this, didn't like that. And what else can you say? Condo commandos. After the bell on Monday, it's pretty lax. Pandora and Texas Roadhouse is about it of anything of Tuesday, we got a few more: Under Armour, Spring, BP, Lumber to Liquidators, Archer Daniels, Midland, Royal Caribbean, Scott's Miracle Grow. That's a good one if you're interested in the marijuana business. They've I haven't looked at the chart. Maybe we'll look at it today. But if you're talking about legal companies, there's only a couple of them, and that's what is that? GWPH and Scott's Miracle Grow. Those are the ones I know that are legal in the marijuana business. But what can you say? Anyway, that's it for snooze. As always, when news breaks, I'm here to fix it. But we will go on to charts now and take a look at what we've got going on. Give me a call, 877-927-6648. Email me at path@tfnn.com. Okay. First question is, what do I think is going on? Well, I think I already said it, didn't I? I think this is just a little pullback. We're going to get into fun buying. It's going to be mildly up. Maybe we get to 2,500 by the end of next week on the S&P cash. I would not be surprised if that's just kind of a drip, drip, drip higher on lighter volume. If we're going to make some kind of high and ring the bell, it's going to be after sector rotation. No one's going to give up just because a handful of FANG stocks decided to roll over and play dead. They're going to take that cash and they're going to shove it somewhere else. If we only were that lucky, right? Anyway, they're going to take their cash and they're going to put it somewhere else, and that is going to be in sector rotation. The big thing that happened was a lot of people going into Verizon. That had its biggest one-day move in about 4 or 5 years. And a lot of people are pointing to this in the zeitgeist of trading and saying this is what everybody's looking at. It's got a kind of a nice little spike out here today, but not lower. Huge volume yesterday, everything you were looking for. My guess is we're going to see a few more of these kind of moves and a lot of these forgotten stocks that have been out here. I didn't see really much in this one. It was kind of nice to see it up the day before on the 26th, but yesterday, kind of surprised, really kind of woke up a few people. Everybody started plowing into this one all at once, and that was it. It's off 19 cents today. No big deal. But I think we're going to see a lot more in this in the secondary market, not the ones that everybody talks about. They have 5 minutes on CNBC and other infotainment cable financial stations. Intel had earnings. I had a bunch of people ask me if they thought that they could start getting into this. I think you're probably pretty close. I'd probably wait for a couple of days. I don't think there's any reason to rush into this. But I don't know, 3-4 years ago, I said the best thing ever that could ever happen to Microsoft was that their CEO got tossed out on his rear end. And now I found out, actually, I just found out this week why he did end up quitting. And he was kind of a, wow, you know, he had a kind of a public persona bomber at Microsoft that I was talking about. He had a public persona. Not a lot of stuff came out about it, but it's starting to come out now. And he was, well, he was kind of a nut. He's kind of the kind of nut that you don't want running a tech company. You probably want him running something that has like a 4% margin or something, because he was always looking at the tiny parts and forgetting the big parts of the business. Anyway, very interesting to see what was going on behind the curtain those years. I think Intel's ready for that kind of same Microsoft run. We'll talk about this when we come back.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find the Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now. Will the S&P 500 continue to climb? For bold trades on U.S. large-cap stocks in either direction, trade SPXL, SPUU, or SPXS. Directions Daily S&P 500 Bull and Bear Leveraged ETFs. Direction Leveraged ETFs. An investor should carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risks, charges, and expenses before investing. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a fund's prospectus and summary prospectus, call 866-476-7523 or visit directioninvestments.com. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And we're back. Anyway, I was saying Intel looks to me like things are kind of lining up. And, Intel's just not the kind of stock for me because I'm not going to play this thing for $35 to go to $42 in a year or $45 or whatever. I want something a little faster than that. And of course, these big kind of companies can can't move. This thing's been pretty much trapped around here for years. But my guess is that things are going to change between web services, machine learning, memory, and their processor deal with Altera. I think they basically are in the sweet spot to have a nice growth over the next year or two. And I think a few of the things that went wrong with the previous CEOs at Intel, that it kind of stuck it in this way, are starting to change slowly. They're getting much better at killing off products that don't do well very quickly. But a nice spike. And I think other than Amazon piling on to Intel after the bell last night, earnings really good. Certainly the memory business. Most people don't know that Intel's the biggest memory producer of all. They kind of think of it as a processor division, but from the memory they put in processors to the outright memory they sell to a lot of other folks, are the biggest memory manufacturers in the world. But interesting. But I think I'm not going to say an exact price out here, but I suspect that if you buy this in the next, 40, 60 days, that I think that's probably one of the better performers, irregardless of the general market. This thing may come back a little bit with the market, but I think it's going to outperform, much like Microsoft did for a few years after they got rid of Balmer. What else do we have out here? We got Intel. We've got that. Yes, we got some free falling here. With Starbucks. New theme, blew out at the previous low at 53.84. Earnings were not all that bad. What was horrible was they had tried to come up with a parallel business that was just like the coffee business and the tea business, and it went nowhere fast. They also, when you got into their earnings call, started saying, they have all these businesses over in China, and it looks like they're not going to make as much as they were thought that they might over there in China now that they've gotten there and spent all their money. The Chinese government's all over them, just like everybody else. I don't know what it is. Which one's worse? The delusion that if you throw all your money at a music streaming service, you're going to make money, or that if you go over in China, they're just going to allow you to take huge cashes and barrelfuls of money back here to the United States. Which one's more insane? I don't know. Kind of a toss-up. Somebody's going to make some money over in China. I just don't think that there's going to be much of it when they're done with it. Maybe it's worse for the music business because since 2007, no one's made a dime. But hard to tell. Maybe someone has something in there. Question. Balmer mismanaged by CEO at Microsoft. Well, he bought a lot of companies that were vastly overpriced. He bought Skype for $8 billion, and he could have duplicated the whole thing, actually made it even better for $1 billion and waited a year and just hired a bunch of people. He tried to buy Yahoo. Thank God that blew up in his face. He could have almost put Microsoft out of business with that huge fiasco. But more than anything, it is the mindset of we're not going to try to have some big plays and make a lot of money. We're going to just try not to lose money, which is exactly what he did. And if you're trying to be a tech leader, it is very tough to be a tech leader and be gun shy. And he would go off and get these giant moonshots, but pay absolutely the highest price possible, like Skype. It's been about, what was that, Skype, about 2006 or 7? They figure Skype in another 10 years will pay for itself. But just a variety of things. The way that programmers were being rated was ridiculous. That's what I was reading about today, and other people. Just the insane way that everything was being run, like it was some kind of a company making staplers or paper clips or something, and not a high-tech company. He ran it like the company was going out of business. And then he would have these giant imbecilic ideas of throwing $8 billion at Skype and just never do very well at it. The new CEO had two things. One, he found the best guy in the world to develop new hardware, and literally everything that this guy Panos has designed has been a huge winner. From the Surface tablets and 2-in-1s to some of the new stuff that this guy's working on. Everything, in fact, the new laptops are the highest rated laptops in a long time by a far measure over its partners like Asus and some of the other ones out there. They're actually making the best hardware. They go with their own software. They're leading with new features. They're doing all the things that Ballmer would never, ever do. In fact, when Ballmer left, the first thing that the new CEO, Satya Nadella, did was say, I want to hear everything that you can kick out as a new product in 1 year. I want to hear it now. And that's what they did. They went and did everything that they thought could be a new product. If it wasn't doing well, how could we redo it? How could we change our business model? And within 1 year, he basically totally overhauled the company that was being run. Like I said, it was going out of business. So a lot of things. Anyway, Starbucks, down huge volume. This tea company thing that they had, the parallel company, going to close like 350, 370 stores or something. And that's really weighing on them going forward. Now, this is not uncommon, and kind of the end of the old CEO who left at Christmas. This is the thing when you get a CEO change. Most people on Wall Street will go ahead and sell the stock and get out of it, because normally the new CEO is going to come in there, turn over every rock, and find all the stupid stuff that the previous CEO did and had been hiding. And this was one of these things. And just a lot of money down the drain on this one. Anyway, down huge volume, broke previous lows. What do we have back here? Where's this thing you got $50, a double gap down there. I think you can see that probably in the next 8 weeks, which is about $50 and maybe $49.50. We'll be back in a minute.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you like it does me, visit everbank.com/TFNN to find out what they can do for you. Again, that's everbank.com/TFNN. Visit them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile-based scanner in the industry. Powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
And we're flat here at 24.70. Not a lot of juice. 2.2 billion shares as we get into an hour and 20 minutes left in the trading day. I suspect the volume will get even less as we get into the end of the day. We'll look at a few more stocks out here. Anyway, that was kind of interesting. Of course, the biggest loser of the day, let's find that one here that I can find, is MSTR. This thing just blown apart. Go back and look at the headlines on this so I get it right. But all the way back through, just fell apart. Missed by 59 cents. Wow. Yeah, 96 cents, missed by 59. No pre-earnings report, nothing. And I think that's what everybody was kind of upset about, is that they should have been able to guide into this. Nothing really good when the earnings call came either. Missed revenues too. Anyway, this thing blown up and badly. Don't think there's anything more that you could say about it other than that. Yep, absolutely gut shot out here. My guess is it's going to 127.46, which is the October 1st, 2014 low. You might get some bounces, and it may take a while, but you've got all the juice, and that's where probably support comes in, 127.46. But one of these things that you just you live in fear that you're going to be the one that one day this happens to, and you know, you're going to get a few of these in your trading career when there's literally not a lot of indication. Maybe it goes lower. You know, if I would have looked at this chart last night, I would have said risk to about 178, something like that, and which could have been down $12. That wouldn't have been a big deal, but continues to be problematic. So what else we're going to look at out here? Another one in the loser column is Western Digital, down to support, which is at this $85 level. Volume's pretty good. You need a little bit more to bust it. I don't understand the theory of everything that's going on around this company. I do think that in 2 or 3 years, you're going to see this one at Seagate banging on $5 and $10. The question is, when is it going to break? And I'm not exactly sure. They've really pushed this one very hard. Business has been good in the data center business, but they continue to make bigger drives and make less on them. I don't know why this thing's still at 85, much less above 50, but it continues to be problematic. But everybody loves it. A lot of these stocks are like that, and I don't know if there's much else you can say about it. TSLA actually shipping cars, and of course, if you think that 3 revisions back is now shipping on time, well, they're shipping on time then. I mean, if you can blow through 3 deadlines and then make yet another new deadline and then say you shipped on time, it's always interesting. He gets a lot of latitude. We said that this thing could look very much like an ABC down if you watched it. And I don't see a lot of signals here to pull the trigger, but an ABC down, if this is it, would be down to 263.64. If the wheel's going to come off the market wagon, this is a good poster child for it. Energy off this July 10th low is not that much, and maybe it is one of these things to sell on the news. Yeah, it's going to happen to you if you trade long enough. You're going to step on a landmine. The thing is to know that you just never put enough in there that you're going to lose more than a leg. What else do we have out here? Oh, I wanted to look. Someone wanted me to look at GWPH, and Scott's Miracle Grow. We'll look at that one too. GW Pharmaceutical Company is the only company that has a license to deal in true medical prescriptions of marijuana-based drugs. This thing's kind of bounced around in this area. Why things were looking kind of poor, Kramer pushed this thing to the moon. Oh, here we go.
Bring me the head of the false prophet, Jim Kramer.
It's in my contract. I have to play that every time I mention his name. The bounce up is fairly good, but he basically ran this thing. They had some bad results. It went back down to 36. Then they had the surprise move up, of course, that no one was in after they lost all their cash. Pharma companies, tough to trade. But if you want to be in this sector, this is the only legal pure play on marijuana. The other one, of course, is Scott's. It's a symbol on that, SMG. They've made some kind of, this whole rip higher from about $74 is all based on them selling huge amounts of this fertilizer that apparently works very good on marijuana plants. And I guess why they're not selling it specifically for marijuana plants, everybody, I guess, in the growing industry, well, don't you like that pun, likes it. So this thing has done fairly well. It's up here. It's had good volume at this 66. You got to figure this thing's going to go through 100. But those are the two pure plays if you're looking at a change from opioids to THC-based drugs. And I always thought that THC should give up its symbol now. THC. Tenet Healthcare. This thing, it can keep its name, but THC probably should go to one of those other companies, shouldn't it? Just think it should. Anyway, down, this thing's just back at support where it started moving back up on Tenet. So I don't think that there's a lot there, but we can continue to look. What else do we have? I wanted to look at a few other ones. Question to look at Apple. Again, Apple had a huge sell-off yesterday, a little lower out here today. Rumors persist that they will not get the product out in time. The discussion now is that they're in pre-trials of the iPhone and manufacturing 50 of them a week for testing internally. No leak so far of actually what's in it. The two things I've heard of so far is much more sized like a note sized version. Thing's going to sell from somewhere to $1,200 to $1,500. It's supposed to have some kind of new machine learning chip in it. A lot of rumors. We don't know for sure on any of this stuff, but the suppliers haven't acted well, and we'll go and look at those in a minute.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of The Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
Catch Tom O'Brien, professional trader and educator, founder of TFNN. Also, a special guest on CNBC. Tom will bisect and dissect the markets. The Tom O'Brien Show, next on TFNN.
And a quick question on why MicroStrategy had a problem. And apparently, Salesforce and some of these other ones have been eating its lunch. They're kind of in that same business. They make a lot of what they call dashboards, so that you can always flip your smartphone on and see what's going on at, a specific store or your entire business. Kind of the heads-up display for CEOs. Salesforce doesn't look that much better. This thing's into a 15 million share, almost a 16 million share high from June 7th with $91.99 into July 27th, which was yesterday, and came in with this 3.6 million shares. So these things are fairly light. I think a lot of it had to do with other earnings. Down a little bit, not a whole lot. I still wouldn't be short Salesforce. They've got a few things where they could bring some money into this quarter, rob Peter to pay Paul, and make the numbers look good. lot of shorts in this. My guess is when this thing rolls around, it's going to probably on the next earnings call hit $100. Whether it stays there, we'll take a look. But I would not be shorting this one right now. They continue to do fairly well. Even with the light volume, this thing can probably go up to $100. That's if you're thinking that this will be one of the ones that rolls over secondarily to the rest. I'd probably look at it there much more than I would here. NFLX. Question from John E. NFLX. Question, this is going to fill the gap. My guess is this is coming back to a 175 area, maybe 174, 73. Look at that on light volume. I mean, you've had some fairly decent light volume pullbacks. Interestingly enough, Facebook is going to be getting into this business. They're going to have a Facebook Live and some TV stuff and some other stuff. So it's hard to figure out right now how Netflix could drop the ball, but we've seen companies do it. But still looks good. The foreign, I think Netflix is much better off in the content business, but it looks like Facebook is spending money on content too. Question is whether or not they can duplicate Netflix's model of basically creating content that someone wants to watch. There's a lot of people that have tried, not done quite as well as Netflix in picking up content. But Amazon's doing a decent job of it. There's just so much out there right now, whether it's on streaming or on TV. There's already 600 scripted television shows on, which means that, you know, there's got to be kind of a shakeout in that where, you know, you just can't watch 600 shows. So some of these things are going to go to the wayside. Some of the bigger ones, you know, now you're looking at HBO losing Game of Thrones at the end of this season, and it's over. So what are they going to replace it with? Going to be real tough to do that. And that's it. You can do this for a while. It's just been very tough in Hollywood to continue rolling the dice and hitting a 7 time after time after time. Netflix may get into the same problem. I'm just wondering whether or not the management of Facebook can leave it alone as well as Netflix did and just let the creative people do their stuff. I just think that they want to stick their finger in. A lot of people are like that once they get into Hollywood. They just got to put their stamp on it, and they run it. We'll be back on Monday, same bat channel, same bat time. Remember to sell when you can, not when you have to.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
You're watching Tiger TV.